So I chose
the exact date that we conceived this baby, and you reminded me that it was the night that I.
Looking for the future, and he's always looking for a full glass of water, not a half-empty glass of water.
Yeah, he's one of the real good guys in this sport, in this county, and we like to see him. You know, Larry, the field is much better condition. As you know, 2 weeks ago when they played, it was really muddy, and traction was not too good. I think this should help the passing game of the Cardinals. The fact the field is much better today.
Yes, the ground crew did a tremendous job. When we got here early this morning, I was almost shocked to see how good this field is after we left 2 weeks ago after that Richfield Park game. But you segue into the passing game, and when you look at Westwood and the fans in the Washington Township, Westwood area, know that the quarterback, Ed Rydell, is having a spectacular year. Last week, he came out and didn't have a very good game. He threw a number of interceptions, but like all great quarterbacks, he hung in, and by the time the second half came around, he got the cobwebs out of his head. He settled down and had an outstanding game in the second half as Westwood came back from a 27-7 deficit at halftime to win the game 34-27 in overtime, and it was sparked by Rydell and the running back Billy Moore. So you have the arm of Rydell, the running of Moore. You have outstanding linemen and Tom O'Melia. I called him Andrew last week on a game. Tom O'Melia and Justin Coquel. Kevin Rattenberg, the fullback, is very good inside. It's a very well-balanced team, Westwood. It shows because their record is 7-0. So we'll be back. It's 7-0 Westwood against 2-5 Tenafly. It should be a great game. Sit back and enjoy it. It's brought to you exclusively by WCTV. Tenafly has won the toss, and in high school ball, as in college, they have deferred to the second half, which means Westwood will receive the opening kickoff here in the game between Tenafly and Westwood. There's a wind blowing from your right to left at about 10 miles an hour, but I have a feeling as the day grows older and the sun sets, the wind will pick up and become more of a factor. Joining me, you Rogers and me, an old friend of ours who's done a number of games for us, Denise Saul. Denise, nice to have you.
Thank you.
Have you seen Tenafly at all in your?
Yes, I've seen Tenafly one time, and they're a pretty impressive team.
So kickoff now is taken by Galway.
Eric Galway.
And Galway comes across to the 42-yard line where the Cardinals of Westwood, 7-0, will take possession. They will have Joe Polio at center. Tom O'Melia will be at right guard. Justin Coquel will be the tackles. Chris Stella and Marty Lasante will be the tackles. The wide receiver is the very fast number 2, Casil Smith. Trevor Hodges will be the tight end. Ed Rydell will be the quarterback. Billy Moore is a running back. Kevin Rattenberg will be the fullback, and he is in the slot right. Rydell's back. He wants to throw. He looks. He throws. He hits Moore. Moore beats one man. He's down the left side, and all the way down he goes, and he is still on his feet as he knocked out of bounds or out on the 35-yard line.
Well, Malik Markarian had a shot at him in the backfield. Malik grabbed him, but Moore broke away. That's a big play. We had very good field position for at the beginning of the game for Westwood.
The defense for Tenafly, the ends are Garrett Sussman and Mike Kramer. Defensive tackle Ken Jones and Jeff Freeman. The nose tackle will be Neil Sussman. They come out with 5 men. I'll get to the linebackers and cornerbacks in just a minute as Galway comes out to the right. Again, the same setup as before. Handoff to Moore. Moore hits the center of the line and is dropped for no gain.
Mike Kramer on that play, the stand-up end. They only put 2 guys are in the down position, Larry, and the 2 ends are stand-up, which is a little kind of variation.
Malik Bakarian, Mark Shadek are the linebackers. James Artis, Ben Barron, Steve Vanderlinden, and Randy Sinisi, the outstanding player for Tenafly, make up the defense for the Tigers. Second down, 9 yards to you. Rydell pitches out to Moore. Moore's got some room out here, but it's closed very quickly and stopped after a pickup of a couple of yards.
Garrett Sussman on the stop. He came up pretty well, forced that to the outside.
Westwood is taking control of this game real early, and they're letting Tenafly know that they're ready to play today, and they're getting set for the playoffs. So this is going to be a great game, great check for Westwood also.
It's a beautiful day, isn't it? My God, this is This is really football weather.
Couldn't ask for a better one.
We've had some great weather during the games here. We really haven't had a bad game, and that goes back a number of years. Smith out to the right. Galway is in the slot. Setbacks of Rattenberg and Moore. Rydell's calling signals. Pitch out to Kevin Rattenberg around the left end, and he stopped. No gain. It's going to bring up a 4th down, and the Tigers hold.
Ron Lugashi came up on that play. He was on the cornerback. Very nice play. Wouldn't let Kevin turn that corner.
So now it's a 4th down. The Cardinals will go for it. They're 7-0. They got off to a slow start last week against Dumont. Found themselves in a 27-7 halftime deficit, but roared back to win. But you can't do that on a consistent basis.
I know it's early in the game, but if Westwood makes this 1st down, it may shift the look of the game for the entire game today.
8 yards. It's a long time, long distance.
Samples out to the right. Rydell's back. Rydell looks. He's going to throw to Sample over the middle. Sample's got it. He's going to have a 1st down and more. And Sample is hog-tied from behind.
Westwood is showing all their weapons early. Tenafly really has to pay attention.
And that's the old Notre Dame screen to the Rocket, isn't it? The inside.
That's called the Rocket screen that became so popular with Notre Dame, where the wide receiver comes down, the wideouts take everybody out, and he comes inside for a screen, and usually the middle's open if it's run well like that.
Well, and the reason for that is because it's actually it's behind the line of scrimmage, so therefore the lineman can go down and get those blocks downfield.
So Westwood calls a timeout. We have just the start of things here in the 1st quarter. There's no score, but Westwood is driving.
Timeout by Westwood here. They have excellent field position, and Coach DeGrande does not want to waste it.
So Westwood's looking at a 1st down after picking up the 1st down on their 3rd down. Here's a handoff to Sample, and boy is he hit off. Woo!
Wow.
He was smacked there by number 34, Lugashi.
Lugashi seems to be the hitter, doesn't he?
Whoa. So that's a loss of 1 there, and it's going to bring up a 2nd down and 11-yard.
Westwood is moving the ball very well, but this Tenafly defense is pretty impressive.
So it's 2nd down and 11. Moore and Sample are going to go out to the left. Smith is out to the right. 1 back. Rydell rolls. Rydell looks. Still looks, still looks, still looks. He throws. Incomplete.
Boy.
My name is Ricky Moore.
Oh, all right, go ahead. Who's the next one?
And my name is Jeffrey Campisi.
And Ricky, you played for the Wolverines, huh?
Yeah.
And your brother is the starting running back here, Billy Moore, right?
Yes.
And who's faster, you or your brother?
My mom was faster than my brother, but we were racing. I was an inch away
like
from
Jerry
catching
Rice.
him once.
That's a leading question. You ever heard one, huh?
The young Jerry Rice.
He's all right. There's Moore, the other half of the Moore boys. And there's a flag on the play as Moore still on his feet. He's going to go in for a touchdown. And that's going to be probably brought back as you look at the Westwood. What a nice run by Billy Moore.
Holding Westwood.
Wow, that was a nice run, but that's going to come back. That was about 30 yards.
I didn't really see anybody over there on that side for Tenafly.
Now we know how he got so wide open.
They got an offensive line, Westwood does, that's very mobile and very big and well coached by JT Turner, the line coach. So we have a holding penalty. That'll take 6 points off the board, and you never want to do that. So the ball is on the 34-yard line. The sun is setting. This game started late today because of the SATs that were given throughout the state, throughout the country, I guess. And the game was pushed back 1 hour so the SATs could be taken. Rydell. He's going to run for it. And he's still going. And he's tackled after, and a fumble. And they're going to give it to Tenafly. Rydell had a nice run, but he was hit. He fumbled, and I didn't see who got that ball down there.
That Tenafly defense They're going to be something today.
They're hitting all the time. They're a very active group of kids.
All right. There's our two football players for the Wolverines waving goodbye. So on offense, the Tigers will have at center Neil Sussman. The guards will be Mike Obedian and Malik Markarian. The tackles Jeff Freeman and Ken Jones. Ken Jones is one of the captains. The tight end is Garrett Sussman. The flanker is going to be Langston Ware. The split end, James Artis. Fullback is Nick Pandolfo. The quarterback is Ben Barron, and the tailback is Randy Sinisi, who gets the ball and gets maybe a yard. And they're saying he fumbled. And we're waiting for the referees to say where the ball's going. And they're saying it's going to be Tenafly ball. So it's a second down as the ball was given to the back to Tenafly, who recovered the fumble. If there even was a fumble, I'm not sure, it's so far away. Second down, 10 yards to go. Ware comes out to the left. Barron calling signals.
Sinisi.
Handoff, Sinisi hits the center of the line, goes nowhere.
Justin Coquel really stopped that play right dead in its tracks.
And defensively, for the Cardinals, across the line we have Carl Slabicki, Justin Coquel, Tom O'Melia. I called him Andrew last week. Boy, did I get a ribbon. Brendan Christensen, which should be the other end. Robert Ribello starts for Rob Lilly, who was injured last week. Kevin Vandenberg, Justin Lotz, Trevor Hodges, Billy Moore, Eric Galway, and Ian Sample. We have a flag. Barron comes around. He's looking. Fires way downfield. He's got his man.
Oh, yeah.
And he's knocked out of bounds on the 30-yard line, but a penalty comes flying out as he gets James Artis down the left sideline.
Motion.
So Artis caught the pass from Barron, but it's going to come back because of motion.
That was a nice throw by Barron. You know, he's a right-handed quarterback, and he rolled off to the left side, had to set and plant his feet and get it off. There was a very nice throw.
He showed some mobility on that play.
I didn't see where Moore was, but Billy Moore was a little bit late getting in on that one, wasn't he?
Yeah.
So the penalties are hurting both teams. Westwood had a touchdown by Moore, called back for a hold, and now a long gain from Barron to Artis was called back on motion. So that's going to bring up a third down and 12 yards to go. So Barron calling signals. Fakes to Sinisi. Throws downfield. Off the hands and into Sample. Sample's running down the left side. And Sample is knocked out of bounds deep in Tiger territory as the ball was tipped into Sample's hands.
That was really a gift, because that ball should have been caught by the Tenafly receiver.
Yes, definitely. The throw was right there off his fingertips, right into the hands of the Westwood player.
Yeah, and Ian Sample has a lot of interceptions this year, Larry.
Interceptions and passes. He made a great catch for a touchdown against Richfield Park that we had 2 weeks ago. One of the great games that was played here, if not the greatest game that I've ever seen here. So Falcons take over, 1st and 10. The ball's on about 10-yard line. That's a mix-up as Rydell gets about 5 yards, but I think Rydell wanted a hand off. I don't think that was a play because Vandenberg never moved.
No, and I think Billy Moore thought he was getting the ball. I mean, I thought he was too. I thought he had it.
Well, the play worked for about 5 yards.
I tell you what, a score by Westwood here would not help Tenafly's emotions today.
No,
they need to score first.
Absolutely, and they got a chance to get off early, and they had a chip ball. They didn't capitalize on that fumble recovery.
Galway and Moore come out to the right. Moore was in the slot. Smith's out to the left. Rydell looks, throws, has Hodges. Hodges going to go in. Touchdown. And they cut the tight end. They drag the tight end to the flag, and it's a touchdown. And we have a hold.
Oh my, oh no.
I didn't see the flag. A hold against Westwood. That's 2 scores off the board.
Well, they had a late drag of the tight end over the middle, and nobody picked him up. They were covering the 2 deep guys that went deep for the Cardinals, but not the tight end.
So Westwood has another 6 points taken off the board for a penalty. And this has got to be driving the coaches crazy.
The parents, too, going, oh, my kid didn't score.
This late in the season, you do not want to see these kind of calls being made. You should be, be more careful with the plays, definitely.
Yeah, you would think now the coach would want these people to be kids to be really sharp going into the playoffs.
Oh, yeah.
Next week is the playoff, and it seems that at this point right now, Westwood will play Pompton Lakes here in the first round of the playoffs, which will start next Saturday throughout the state. Rydell's going to run him on the left side. Stops, looks, and is knocked out of bounds.
Good pursuit by Tenafly.
Westwood could get a first down on the 1 yard line. They got to get down to about the 1. They'll make a first down. So now it's a 3rd down, and it's about, looking at the spot there, about 14 yards to go for a first down. It's a beautiful day. The crowd is still filing in. And we have about 6 minutes to go in the first quarter. There's no score. Tenafly has dodged 2 bullets here. And you can't do this if you're Westwood. Kevin Vandenberger stopped, but looks like Sinisi was up there first to stop him.
Sure was. Maybe you'll see Cassio Smith come out and do a field goal here.
Yeah, he can. Well, I don't know. We'll see now. That field, part of the field, I walked it. It's not wet, but it's soft. So a field goal here with the wind in your face at about 10, 15 miles an hour. Soft field, I think.
But Smith has a good leg. He can make it from here, I'm sure.
So maybe we'll see that rocket screen again that works so well to Ian Sample. 4th down, 14 to go. Rydell looks, Rydell wants, he throws, knocked away, batted away inside. Sinisi again. He's all over the place, Randy Sinisi. And Tenafly holds, and the 6 points comes off the board again.
And I think he had Cassio Smith on a slant. That looked like it was open, and a nice play by the linebacker, Sinisi.
So Tenafly will take over, and the ball is on about the. It's really tough to see. The sun is low in the sky, and it's tough to read the lines. It looks somewhere around the 15-yard line.
The scoreboard says 0-0, but really it should be 12-0 right about now.
At least 2 touchdowns, one running by Billy Moore and one by Trevor Hodges, both called back. Langston Ware comes out to the left. Artis is out to the right. And Sinisi hits the line, gets very little, if any.
On the bottom of that pile is
Stop by number 33, Rob Rebello for Cardinals.
Rob Rebello.
Yeah, Rebello is starting for the injured Rob Lilly, who's played linebacker and had done a little running. He injured his shoulder in last week's game.
He's one of the tri-captains, or quad captains, I guess.
That's right. Second and 8 for the Tigers. Sinisi banging around, falls forward, picked up a couple of more yards. Mike Wilson makes the stop.
Sinisi starts pretty deep in that backfield. I bet he's back 7 yards, and he gives him a chance to take a look at where he wants, what hole he wants to hit.
So it's 3rd and 5 for the Tigers of Tenafly. We mentioned they're coached by Craig Nielsen. Westwood is coached by George DeGrande. Artis comes out to the left. Ware goes out to the right. Barone, oh, he wanted a short one. Now he throws downfield. It's going to be intercepted by Moore. An ill-advised pass. Oh, and Moore is hit in the face. And there's going to be a face masking as Moore was hit in the head as you saw him come by.
I hope he's all right. That was an ugly hit, wasn't it?
Mm.
I tell you what, Nick Pandolfo was wide open for throw right there. He picked the wrong receiver.
He really did throw up a duck. I think it slipped off his hand. Wasn't very firmly thrown.
So it's against Tenafly, and they're going to add a few more yards. And this whole game has been played in the Tenafly's territory and deep in Tenafly's territory. And Tenafly's lucky that they're not looking at a 21-point deficit right here. Scores, no scores, as we have 3 minutes and 8 seconds to go in the first quarter. This man we told wants some food. Who is this man? No, but why don't somebody take him to the concession stand and get all the food he wants?
That's where he is at the concession stand.
Well, once somebody tells a football game on. Samples in motion. And we have offside as Sinisi just jumps in. A little overactive there.
But was he pulled offside? Nope.
Here's our kids. Wolverines? Looks like the Wolverines. What, he's walking?
The hot dogs are good. You like those, huh?
Boy, they look good. I didn't have lunch yet. Hot dogs always look good. First and 5. Long count. Rydell looks, throws, has his man, and they're saying no good. He was out of bounds when he caught it. That was Sample. Out of bounds.
Boy, and Kevin Vandenberg gave all the time for Eddie Rydell because he put a heck of a block on the backfield to give him the time to throw that ball.
So now we have a second down and 5 yards to go. As we're getting very close into the huddle here at the Westwood. And you see them walk up to the line, and there's the quarterback, Ed Rydell, calling signals left and right. You're right with him as he calls signals. Hands to Moore, and Moore is hit, and hit very quickly.
Steve Vanderlinden made that tackle. Stopped him right cold in his tracks. I think someone missed a block on that one.
Looks like Tenafly is prepared for what Westwood is doing. Had a couple of breakdowns here and there. But this game is being played like on a hill, and Westwood is going downhill, and Tenafly is trying to come uphill.
Yeah.
So 3rd and 2 now for the Cardinals of Westwood. There's Rydell calling the signals again. Boy, you get real close here with the this camera. Moore slips in, slides his way for a first down, and close to the goal line. So it's going to be 1st and goal as Moore gets inside the 5.
He ran that dive really well, didn't he? There's a nice hole open up on the left side.
I tell you what, Westwood has to score on this possession. This close, they have to punch it in.
Westwood doesn't do it here.
Yeah, they better. Yeah, you know.
They're going to be here for a real long day.
Of course, let's not. I don't want to bet any money here since I thought they'd score the last 2 times, and they're still here.
So Westwood's inside the 5. We have 2:20 to go in the first quarter. Westwood's again knocking on Tenafly's door. Here comes Moore, and Moore hits like a pinball to the goal line, and he's in. And no penalties, and finally Westwood is in.
And again, a great lead block by Kevin Vandenberg.
So that's the 9th touchdown for Billy Moore, and Westwood strikes first, 6-0 with 2:09 to go in the first period.
Billy Moore runs like he's a lot heavier than 150 pounds.
Oh, sure does.
He takes a good hit, too.
Yes, he does.
Shows you how strong this kid is.
Yep.
So Smith will attempt the PAT, and Eric Galway will hold. And we have a whistle. And we'll see what this is all about. Motion against the Cardinals. So it's going to become almost like a field goal now. You're going to back them up 5 yards. And here's our cheerleaders, the Cardinal cheerleaders. I'm always afraid when they get that high, you know. Wouldn't want to put us on top. I wouldn't want to carry you like that.
I don't know.
Oh, God. Smith will try it. And it is Good.
Good, all right.
So, Casil Smith bangs it through. So, with 2:09 to go in the first quarter, the Cardinals of Westwood take a 7-0 lead over the Tigers of Tenafly. Rogers is making us laugh about talking about Christmas already. The kick comes down to Otis, who hands it off to Sinisi, and that is not going anywhere.
Bad decision. Bad decision.
That was a bad decision. I don't think that Westwood saw that, so they were still pursuing the middle of the field, and that's just where the handoff went to. It was like, not good.
Well, Tenafly will take over. The ball is on the 16-yard line of Tenafly, and they come out with just a little under 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. They trail 7-0, and this gives me a chance to say that this is WCTV, the all-volunteer group from the Township of Washington, broadcasting Saturdays 5:30 and Mondays and Fridays at 8 p.m. Handoff to the fullback this time. And that's Pandolfo. And maybe nothing. We'll call it 2nd and 10. Cheerleading, huh?
That's what you do when your team scores first.
Well, they've had all year a chance to dance first because their team has done very well. 7-0, the Cardinals are on their way to the playoffs. Looking for that elusive championship. Sinisi slipping and sliding. We're going to give him 3. There's your cheerleaders.
Pickup is about 2 yards on the play. Brought down by a number of Cardinals.
You'd like to see Tenafly open out the game right now, go to the air instead of handing off to Sinisi, because Westwood's looking for Sinisi.
Well, I think what they're going to try to do is get some kind of field position. Barreau made a poor pass the last time they threw the ball, so we're going to see here now is going to be a passing. And Wilson gets him. He ran right into Wilson, who comes across and makes the tackle. And that's Wilson's 3rd sack of the year.
And he rolled right into him. It was just whoever was supposed to be blocking Wilson didn't block him.
So the clock will probably run out here unless Tenafly would like to let the clock run. But you got the win, so you might as well take every advantage you can. Barron will kick. The quarterback is also their kicker. And
Barron is back to kick. Back to receive for the Cardinals. Number 3, Ian
Sample and Moore will get back, and they're on about the 45-yard line. Here comes the kick. Coming to Moore, who has it at the 40, angles to his right. Going down the sideline and is knocked out of bounds at about the 30-yard line, where the Cardinals take over in great field position again.
We haven't seen anywhere past the 50-yard line today so far.
No, we haven't. It's all been on the right-hand side of the field. But I think if the quarter goes over, we'll see it on the left.
Well, the clock is showing no time on the board, but I don't know if that's the official time. And that is. So we are going to see the other side of the field. So we have 1 quarter in the books here at Westwood. The Cardinals lead Tenafly 7-0. We come back on. The winter fleece sale. The Westwood High School boosters are going to have a winter fleece sale. They had one last year, and I got my fleece sweater here today. I thought it was going to be colder than what it is. It's going to be in Washington Township at the cafeteria Saturday, November 27th, and Sunday, November 28th. Lots of warm, comfortable winter clothing to benefit the Westwood boosters. Now, I'm telling you, I got one of these fleece jackets, and they are very warm. And if you know me, I hate winter, so anything that keeps me warm, I like. So come, bring your money, and get fleeced. Buy your winter clothing. All the profits goes to the Westwood boosters, who use these profits for all the sports in Westwood High School. All the sports profit from this sale. So support the boosters, support your teams in Westwood, and come and get fleeced.
Come and get, and you know the prices are low because Larry was buying something, so you know it couldn't be too expensive.
You can take that to the bank. Rydell rolls to his right, looks, throws, he has Hodges, and Hodges is going to be knocked out of bounds inside the 10-yard line.
They are really having trouble, Tenafly, in defending the under receiver.
Yeah, they do. There we are. This is the crew here. There's you, Rogers. You get Denise here? Get Denise in? There she is. Here we're doing a game for WCTV. We have a timeout on the field by Tenafly. When we come back, Westwood will have the ball inside the 10-yard line. They lead 7-0 with 11:51 to go in the first half. So time is in now, and Westwood has the ball inside the 10-yard line. Rydell looks, he wants Galway, he's got Galway, and Galway drops the ball on the goal line.
And Eric Galway is really upset at himself. I think it was because of the shadows on that side of the field. The shadows get in your eyes.
That's smoke.
Smoke is in your eyes. Well, something like
platters.
The platters.
The platters. Smoke gets in your eye.
Well, I'm sure Eric Galway feels like he's a turkey on a platter right about now, but he's a good kid, and he'll be right back.
Samples to the right. Smits to the left. Wing left. Pitch out to Kevin Vradenberg. Nice block on the outside. And Vradenberg gets to the goal line. But they're going to have a holding on the outside here. Maybe on Moore, maybe. Yeah, they got holding out here.
Yeah, I think that's what they called.
They called it out there. You know what? I don't know about that. I was watching that.
It was a bang play. It wasn't like it was a long hold if it was.
Must have been a quick hold, guys.
Quick hold, I think.
That was close. I'll tell you. I don't want to second guess anybody, but.
Now, see, I was hoping that Eric Galway would score because I could tell about what his brother's doing today.
You want to say that anyway, or you want to wait?
He's coming in now to play. Eric Galway's brother, Willie, who's a senior at Rutgers, is playing in a rugby tournament against United States Army Club football team, rugby team. How about that?
Wow.
That's a tough sport.
That's brutal. I've seen that on TV. Rydell wants to throw over here. Another flag is out. There goes Vradenberg. And he gets down to about the 10-yard line. You know, there's 3 touchdowns. I think Vradenberg, the play before, might have been in for a touchdown.
Another hold on Westwood.
But the flag is once again going against Westwood.
I don't think Westwood wants to win this game. I think they like these close games. And what do you think? They start trying to keep it close?
Somebody's going to be doing extra wind sprints this week.
Many.
So we have another hold here. This is the Westwood Ambulance Corps. They stand by here just in case. No one wants them to be used, just in case they are here to help anyone, whether it's on the field or off the field, and they are all volunteers.
They do a great job for the community. We're very proud of them.
Proud of all our volunteers, both in Westwood, Washington Township, and in Tenafly, because Tenafly has their volunteers.
And here's where you'll be headed for halftime, Larry.
Listen, Denise, you may have the play-by-play the last 3 minutes because I haven't had lunch and a very light breakfast. Rydell is back. And we have another penalty. And I tell you what, there was a hold down there that I saw.
That was an obvious one, I'm afraid.
Oh, my.
This might be the only way they're going to get on the other side of the field, I think, through penalties.
Yeah.
They're going to call another holding penalty.
Westwood's marching backwards.
This is a goal to go.
Now, there's the gentleman there with the glasses. That's Bernard Skip Kelly. All his friends call him Skip. Skip just won re-election here in Westwood. He's the mayor of Westwood. And for our fans that are not in the Westwood, Washington Township area, the Westwood school system comprises both Westwood and Washington Township. And Skip Kelly is the mayor. He was elected Tuesday for another 4-year term. Congratulations to
Second and
Skip
45.
Kelly.
Second and 45.
45. Do we have a 2nd and 45 play anywhere? Rydell is
There
back.
it is.
He's looking for it. He throws down to Smith, and Smith drops it.
It was right there.
And he had some room.
I don't know. I guess we'll have to put him on the same platter with the Galway.
So what we have now is 3rd and goal from the 45. Or 44. Being corrected by the announcer. Yes, this is Maines. He's a fireman from Washington Township. I go to football game. I can't think of his first name. Bobby Maines. And he is a fireman from Washington Township, and he's a volunteer. And we have another flag.
You hate to see the game being determined by the flag and the referees being so involved. That's exactly what's going on today, and Westwood cannot like what's happening.
You know, at this rate, they can't get a penalty to the goal line, because once you get down to the 1-inch line, you start splitting it. And splitting goes half the distance to the goal. They're going to come out here with a micrometer in about 20 minutes. Ian Schuler's on crutches.
Oh, yeah.
He injured his leg a number of weeks ago. He's in therapy.
You know, this drive has taken so long that the shadow on the far side of the field is almost more than halfway across the field already.
Some future ball players here.
So it's 1st and goal from the 49-yard line. Rydell's back. We're going to have a rocket screen. Maybe. No, it's been picked up. Rydell fires way downfield. And it was intended for more. Barron was back.
Flag.
And a flag comes flying out.
No. Another flag?
Another flag. Illegal man downfield?
Ineligible receiver downfield.
Oh, how could that be?
5 yards. If he's a lineman, he's down more than 5 yards.
I think they should decline it. You know, I tell you what, if I was a coach, I'd punt.
Very good, Larry. Very good. After you saw the punting team come out, you'd announced that. Very
but
good,
I'm always ahead of something.
Larry doesn't want to be second guessed here.
Now, if I had guts, I would have punted on the 1st down.
Now, there's a lot of wind blowing. It's blowing across the field, so we'll see what happens to the punt.
Kevin Vandenberg will kick. Gets the kick. Comes forward. Kicks it. End over end. And
let it go.
They let it go, and the ball that's not going to roll too far on this field. And Tenafly will take over in the best field position they had all game, inside the 20 at about the 18-yard line. They trailed 7-0 against Westwood here at Westwood, New Jersey.
Oh.
Artis comes out to the right. Ware is out to the left. Pandolfo and Sinisi. Hand off to Sinisi. Sinisi is hog-tied by Wilson. And Wilson drops him for a 3-yard loss.
Nice play by the defensive end.
So a loss of 3 yards, 2nd down and 13.
Westwood is still in this game, but not if they have plays like that.
Well, Westwood is their own worst enemy here. They had 2 touchdowns taken off the board, and they were penalized from the goal line back to the 50-yard line. Actually, they had 3 touchdowns off the board.
Yeah.
Let's see if Coach Niels is going to throw the ball. We have a quarterback keeper. No, and that was defensed very well by Tom O'Melia. Did I tell you what happened last week with the O'Melia?
No.
No. We interviewed him at the game, at the Westwood game, against the Falcons and the Wolverines.
Sure.
And I had a long interview, real nice, talking about the game and what. And I'm calling him Andrew, and he never said a word. He let me call him Andrew 3 times. And Francolo, you think he clues me in that I'm making a mistake. They let me go the whole interview until he says, "Mr. LaFuria, I'm Tom."
Angel's not such a bad name.
He has a brother, Andrew. Burrell throws. Penalty. Another one. The umpteen is Sinisi. I think if it's against Tenafly, that'll be declined.
I tell you what, the referees are getting more of a workout today than the players.
Yeah, they must have a sore right arm from throwing that flag.
Well, both teams are not sharp. Westwood should decline this.
What is that? A push?
I have. It could be a. Let's see.
I've never seen that call.
This is a trip.
Denise, what is that?
A push.
Looks like a shovel.
Illegal shovel. It was
Maybe he was pushed from behind by his own man to go forward. Huh?
Oh, that could be. You're not allowed to push.
You're not allowed to push.
Yeah.
You know. Is that a good guess?
Well, I think I'll buy that.
I think that's a good guess.
All right.
Sounds good to me, Larry.
I pushed that by these two.
Yeah.
All right. So, Tenafly is going to have to kick again to Westwood. And Sample and Moore are on the 50-yard line, respectively. Barone is back to punt. Tenafly's bringing their players in to keep it tight here. Snap comes back. Kick is up. It's going to be very short. Westwood's going to get great field. Oh, the ball bounces back. And it's going to be inside the 40. They'll spot it on the 35-yard line. And again, Westwood gets excellent field position with 7:54 to go, leading 7-0.
Westwood takes over on the Tiger 35.
And for the Cardinals, here comes Moore. And there goes Moore. Down the sideline, and he is knocked out of bounds on the 10-yard line. Billy Moore.
Oh, and that was all Billy Moore. He broke off the blocks.
Steve Van der Linden saved the touchdown on that run.
Yes,
wow.
he did. Billy Moore just used those screen blocks so effectively, and away he went.
There was a point there that Kevin Vandenberg, the fullback, came around looking for someone to block, and he was just looking. There was no one there, and then he went into the hole, and Moore went around him. A pickup of 25 yards, 1st and 10 for the Cardinals of Westwood. They're on the 10-yard line. They can make a first down. The ball is spotted on the 12-yard line. We're waiting for...
Well, a little problem with the chain gain over there.
Maybe.
They probably need me over there, but
You did a good job last time we were on a chain gang. And we have another penalty.
Looked like Eddie Rydell changed the count or something, because everybody on Tenafly jumped. It wasn't just one, the whole line jumped.
So that's going to put Westwood 5 yards closer to the goal line as the shadows get longer and longer out here.
Little sarcastic cheer from the crowd there. Everything so far seemed to have been called on Westwood.
Well, Westwood's down inside the 10-yard line just a little bit, and they wound up on the 50 through the penalty, so.
1st and 5 for Westwood.
There's Rydell calling the signals. Rydell hands off too. Look at this, Sample, and Sample goes in as he comes off the wing.
And no flags.
Penalties.
No flags, no flags.
So Ian Sample comes off the wing and blows it in.
Now this is the 7-0 Westwood we all know and love.
Billy Sample has a lot of speed Ian Sample, Billy's son, has a lot of speed, and they using his speed correctly.
Any way they can get him the ball, they do. There's Coach DeGrande. Frank DeGrande's right near him, the defensive coordinator. The crowd, can't believe it's November. Beautiful day, I'll take this. Smith bangs it up, and it looks good to me. More important, it looks good to the referees. So it's 7:08 to go. It's 14-0. Westwood over Tenafly. Off for Westwood. We have 7 and change to go. We got to get those bulbs fixed by next week there. I don't know if it's 7:38, 7:08. We'll see. Nice kick. Bumbling around there. And taken by number 34, Ron Lugash. So the Tigers will take over. They trail 14 to nothing.
And they have to do something positive on this possession, or else it might be lights out.
Yeah, they need to do something a little bit different. I don't know what, but it's they need to do something.
Who's this young man? What is his name? This is Mark?
Hi, Mark.
I think Mark is I think Mark is shy. Sinisi gets manhandled. There's O'Melia was the first one. Coquel came in.
Sinisi's a tough kid, but he's just getting no blocking. It's just Sinisi himself.
He's getting beat up in the middle. So it's going to be second down and 13 to go. We got to talk a little about Tenafly and their great coach, Craig Nielsen, who every year has his kids playing very, very hard. Last year, he came very close to winning this division. He got into the playoffs. He had an outstanding team. This year, he said they're struggling. But year in and year out, he puts a team on the field that's well prepared, and they play at 110%.
Well, they graduated something like 18 players, of which 14 of them were active players. I mean, so you lose that numbers, you're good. You know, that's not too good.
Here comes Sinisi. And Sinisi picks up about 7 yards.
Trevor Hodges had a chance to stop that initially, and Sinisi cut it inside to get a couple more yards.
He's a 5'10", 185-pound senior, and I remember him as a sophomore playing here.
Now Westwood, on the other hand, this year only has, I think, 4 seniors playing, so they look like they'll have a team for the future.
Well, they're going to have a good team next year, but you never know with these programs and kids coming in. So you're up, you're down, you go into these cycles. But since the Grandy got here, this team has been very, very competitive. There's Sinisi going around the left side, and he is tackled on a very good play. I get the bottom of that.
I think he tripped over his own man. 85, I think, tripped him up.
Yeah, but I think Jason Lotz was the one that was responsible taking that blocker out and took the running back out.
Did you see the quarterback Ben Barron looking for someone to hit?
Quarterback looking for someone.
So Sample and Moore will drop back to their 45-yard line, and Tenafly cannot move against this very rugged defense that Westwood throws up. Westwood does have a very rugged defense as you look at Rydell and company getting ready to come back in. Barron comes forward. He kicks. Nice kick coming down. Sample has it to 49. Slips and slides. Gets to the 45. No flags come in.
You have to be a little bit special to catch punts. You have to have, like, not all the screws loose, but one of them's got to be a little bit. Wow.
Discretion for me would be the better part of valor. Let the ball drop.
Yeah, I'd have my hand up. Fair catch, but there's no one around. Fair catch.
I'll be calling a fair catch from the locker room.
So you telling me you guys never caught a punt?
Never.
Ever catch a pass?
Well, passes we've had.
Okay.
Ida says we do something else with passes. We make them. Only at my wife.
Yeah.
Rattenberg bounces around and is going to pick up 4. There's Kevin Rattenberg. Fullback, linebacker, punter, catcher for baseball.
Quad captain here, junior.
Captain, junior.
Strong-looking kid.
Tough kid. Comes off the field here. He's replaced by Robello. Vandenberg may have his finger dislocated or something. I don't know. He's holding his hand. So Robello's now in the slot. Smith's out to the left. Pitch out here to Moore. Moore's got some room out here. Sinisi's trying to get him. He misses him. He's going to go down the sideline. He's going to go all the way for a touchdown. 40 yards, 43 yards. Let's get this set. 45 yards.
Sinisi had his fingertips on him, and Billy Moore just exploded.
He sure did. Again, he's a lot stronger than he looks.
And faster, too.
Very quick. Once Sinisi missed him, he blew down the sideline.
There was nobody else there, and you're right, you, for 150 pounds, he's a strong 150 pounds. He's not going to go down. You're going to have to put a lick on him to put him down. And Westwood with 4:08 to go goes up 20-0. Kick is
and it was
good.
It was
just got
hit.
through.
Very good.
We're going to have a replay of this.
Here comes the pitch to Billy Moore. He's coming around the end. There's Sinisi. That's it. He's gone now. Once Sinisi missed him. There was a block in front of that. I didn't get who the blocker was in front of that play.
Yeah, that was the big key on that play, that block that he got. He didn't get the number, but that was a great block.
Smith will kick, and Lugash will let it roll as it goes out of bounds. Yes, as that yellow flag, which is turning brown from being hit in the ground. Hey, I'm a poet. The flag turning brown, hitting the ground, and they will.
Calling.
That's a penalty. They'll put the ball on the 35-yard line, where the Tigers will take over with 3:48 to go.
Actually, there's a tree over there the same color as the flag, and if the wind blew and all the leaves came, how would you know?
You'd have to go scurrying around, looking on your hands and knees, looking for it. I like those little, you know, they put something heavy so they could fire the flag.
Oh, okay.
Now they got popcorn in them because they don't want them hitting anybody in the head. Even with the helmet, they're afraid they might hit somebody. So Artis comes out to the right. I think Coach Nielsen's going to have to try to open this up a little bit here. He can't do anything with the running. And here we go, some passing. And Barron somehow gets out of that. And Rebello finally puts a stop on him.
That was the best run of the day. He broke 3 tackles, didn't go anywhere, but he really did some strong running.
I tell you,
God, I'm sorry.
I tell you what, Tenafly cannot waste this great field position that they have. They have to do something, put some points on the board before halftime.
Rob Rebello stepping in for Rob Lilly is a freshman, 165-pound freshman.
Wow.
Wanted to just mention that. So a freshman stepping in and doing a pretty good job here. Sinisi, who's doing a nice job today, trying his all. And he slips and slides his way across the 40-yard line. Well, Tenafly has down 21-0. They're going to have to get the eye of the tiger revved up.
Well, I think there's some dust in the eye of the tiger right about now. Must have been the wind blowing across the field.
Sinisi
first
gets
down.
the first down to
run.
the 50-yard line. That will be the first down for Tenafly with 2:26 to go in the half.
And
tells you how tough Westwood's been.
And that's a type of run and power that we've heard about Sinisi. This is the first time we've seen in this game, Larry.
So 2:26 to go in the half. The ball is in Westwood territory. So let's see now if Tenafly could do anything here, if they're going to put the ball in the air. Well, as soon as the eye of the tiger starts, the Tigers of Tenafly have a little spark. Here he goes again, Sinisi, and he falls for 2 as he falls to the 48.
Yeah, and Andrew Amelia, Tom Amelia tripped him up.
Well, you know with your kids, what happens when you want to call one of them, you name them all. You know, you go Maggie, Zeke. You go,
Yeah.
Well, that's what happens with the Amelias. You start with Andrew and you get down to Tom. I'm going to hear about it. You know I'm going to hear about it.
Was Andrew a football player?
I don't remember. All these kids are one big blood to me right now.
It's like the Polio's up. Joey Polio and his brother at Iowa and his brother with the Falcons.
And
his father with the council.
oh yeah, congratulations to our good friend Henry Polio, elected the council. He's council-elect Polio. We have our pizza delivery to the concession stand. The one, the only Pompilio is here. That means we could all hide. Barron throws. He has his man, and that's Ware. And Ware's going to come up short.
Number 42, Langston Ware.
Langston Ware. I like that name. And there's a penalty? Did I miss that?
There's a flag on play.
Oh, I'm sorry. I missed.
Yeah.
I don't know why I missed these flags. They're all over the place. So let me play. Let's see now. A smack to the head.
I'll tell you what, Larry. If the popcorn comes loose, those kernels, we'll be growing corn in this field because that flag has been coming out all over the place.
That's a big play against the Tigers. It's going to be a smack to the head. That's a 15-yard mark off, and that's going to put the Tigers all the way back. And with 1:05 to go in the half, second down, and boy, a lot of yardage to go. They got to get to the 40-yard line of the Cardinals for a first down. and they're on the 31-yard line. So Barron, Lotz is chasing him, and he has Pandolfo who gets to the 45.
Very good composure by the quarterback. He had to feel that pressure coming from behind, but he hung in there.
He sure did. Lotz was coming at him full steam.
And I mentioned Joe Polio is in on the defensive line as with 32 seconds to go in the half. Tenafly will call a timeout. They trail Westwood 21-0.
They wasted a few seconds there, a few precious seconds by waiting so long to call a timeout.
There's Pompilio. He just delivered, I don't know, what did he get down here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about a half a dozen pizzas that he made. And here he is, he's discussing football at the game here.
Well, here comes a long bomb.
There's got to be a long one. Barone's going to throw it downfield to Sinisi. And you know what? Sinisi's got it. And they're going to call interference, too.
I mean, there was 4 guys around that ball.
And they were all taller than Sinisi, too.
And Sinisi
And he got it.
You know what that pass reminded me of, just for a second? You remember last year when San Francisco beat Green Bay in that playoff game? And Young threw that ball downfield? And I forget the wide receiver caught it around 4 defenders. That's what it reminded me.
That's because everyone was trying to catch the ball instead of just hitting it.
So it's 1st and 10. They had about 30 yards to make for first down, and Sinisi gets it. He's an outstanding ball player, this young man, Gary Sinisi. He does it all, offensively and defensively. And Randy Sinisi, I'm sorry. Randy Sinisi does it all. He's a receiver, he's a running back, he plays safety, and Barron just spiked the ball
And
with 12 seconds.
his cousin is Gary Sinisi, the actor, isn't it?
No, I don't think so.
Yes, he is an actor.
Well, he's an actor, but he's not his cousin. I don't think
Maybe
so.
how old's Gary Sinisi?
I don't know.
Maybe it's his father. Maybe this is his father. You know, I mean, I don't know.
You think so?
Well, here comes Barron.
Barron wants to throw. He rolls to his right. He throws downfield. It's going to be almost intercepted by Sample. And Sample wants to know how come he didn't intercept that ball.
Ian was waiting, it was like a fox waiting in the sidelines to take a jump out. He jumped out and didn't catch the ball. He's really annoyed at himself.
So 4 seconds to go in the half. Westwood is out in front 21-0. This game has been marred by a plethora of penalties.
A plethora of penalties.
I like that word.
I'm in my poetry mode today.
What's the play going to be called here? Denise, what do you think?
Are we going to have
You know what? I would just put some points on the board. I won't even go for it. I just get a field goal at this point.
Now
4 seconds. I don't know. You have a pretty good leg to hit.
He's going to pull one of those giant heave passes down the sideline.
It got to be a screen
to Sinisi, and great play by Lutz. Jason Lutz, but to sniff that out, and with that, the half ends with Westwood leading Tenafly 21-0.
Jason Lott stayed at home like he was supposed to. The lineman came charging in there, and as soon as that pass was completed, that was the end of that play.
Would have liked to see them go for a field goal and get some points on the board, get the kids' confidence back up.
And that's as far as they get down the field for the whole game.
Okay.
No, I didn't. I was telling the truth, but it was still. I wish I knew who the hell he was. You know.
Well, we're
Yeah.
coming back for the second half. Westwood leads 21-0. Smith will kick off. And we'll see who has it here. Nice tackle by Vradenberg. It was Sukesh.
Stopped cold by Kevin Brandenburg.
So Vradenberg stops him cold. And we got some statistics here that were provided to us by the statisticians from Westwood. Billy Moore had 7 rushes for 77 yards and 2 touchdowns. Ed Rydell is passing. He was 3 for 8, 46 yards. He had 1 touchdown called back and 1 was declared out of bounds. And on defensively, Mike Wilson's had a very strong first half. He has 7 tackles, 1 quarterback sacks. 3 of those 7 tackles were solo tackles. Sinisi off the left side for a couple of yards. And Kevin Vradenberg, who just made the stop on that kickoff, has 5 tackles in the first half. Westwood leads 21-0 as we begin things here in the second half. These are the young men that every day play on their trampoline on the far end and back of the field. They jump up and down. Now, if you and I would do that, would we ever come down is my question.
Wow. That's something else. Hope they have great legs when they play for the Cardinals here.
Oh, they're Wolverines.
Oh, Wolverines.
Yes, they are. Sinisi stopped cold. Rebello and company with Coquel on the there. Also looks like O'Melia and Radenberg. So a host of Cardinals.
So what do you think Coach Nielsen's going to come up with for the second half here?
Hopefully a score. They need one really bad.
I think he's going to try to get Sinisi into the game by getting him the ball to the outside, use some of that speed, and try to throw the ball to him. They got a kid named Artis, 81, who made a nice play in the first half and was called back for motion. Try to get the ball to him. And here it is. They're trying. They're trying. They're trying. Barone. And he's tackled and sacked. And it's Mike Wilson again, another quarterback sack.
This is some game for this for Mike Wilson. It's got to be. He's going all over the place.
For all you future quarterbacks out there, that's something you don't want to do. Get rid of the ball, throw it out of bounds, just don't get the sack.
So Wilson records his second quarterback sack, his 8th tackle of the game, and he's playing a very, very outstanding defensive game here.
That play looked like it was a screen that didn't go anywhere.
Westwood defense sometimes is overlooked with their great offense, but there's defense. Frank DeGrande put together a great defensive scheme here. Ooh, that was nearly blocked. And it's going to come out of bounds on the 40-yard line, and Westwood again will have outstanding field position.
What's so impressive?
Jason Rubin came flying in there and almost blocked that one. Go ahead, Jason.
I'm sorry. What's so impressive about the Westwood defense is they're big, but they're quick.
There's our line coach, J.T. Turner, and he's got this offensive defensive line today taking control of this game.
Well, he's definitely big, J.T. I don't know how quick he is, but he's definitely
Well,
big.
for his age, he's so quick, and if you fool around with him, he'll catch you, Rogers. He'll catch you. And you
well, I would not fool around with him.
I just letting you know.
But I told him all the bad things you said about him.
A sample off the wing. Gets inside the 20-yard line and a first down. Ian Sample.
Now, you have to have good line play to run that inside handoff, Larry, and that's just what happened there.
The offensive line has to hold the block an extra half second to a three-quarter second to get the running back off the wing to get into that hole and out of it. And they did. And there's Coach DeGrande, who has taken this Westwood program on a successful trip through the 90s. He's been to the championship game twice. Has had a winning season. Throw out there to Smith, and Smith's knocked down inside the 10-yard line. Look, there he is, Casil Smith, the junior wide receiver.
And that's good for Casil to get a catch. I think once this kid gets confidence, he's got all kinds of potential here.
And Westwood's offense is moving the ball with the kind of precision you want to see right before the playoffs. Methodically working its way all the way down to the end zone.
First and goal now. The ball is inside the 10-yard line. Rydell going around right side. He's going to throw, and he has Hodges. for a touchdown. Rydell may be able to run it in, but he found Hodges for a touchdown.
And that under receiver's been open all day.
That was the first penalty-free series we've seen all game long, and it was a good one.
And they look sharp. You're right. That was playoff getting ready territory.
Well, whatever these coaches told these kids at halftime, it works. It worked last week. Westwood comes out offensively and defensively and score very quickly. And they were dominating since they've been out of the locker room. Smith will attempt the PAT. Galway will hold. Down, kick, up. It is no good. That's the only thing that's gone wrong all day for Westwood. So with 8:50 to go, Westwood leads 27-0 over Tenafly.
27, Tenafly 0. That's Eddie Rydell's 9th passing touchdown of the year.
Okay, Rydell's up at the under center. He's rolling. There's the drag, the tight end over the middle. Touchdown, Trevor Hodges.
Smith will kick.
Good kick is called by Lugashi.
Number 34, Lugashi brought it up to the 34. Vandenberg again with the tackle.
Well, Amelia might be hurting this play.
Available
Yeah, it looks like he's bending over and he hurt his left shoulder.
if you're hungry or thirsty. Why not step in and treat yourself?
So while they minister to Tom O'Melia, we'll step out for a moment. Barron throw, and he hits, and it could be a fumble.
The ball is free.
Ball is rolling around, and it's still rolling around. And we're going to have Westwood ball as Barron was hit. Coquel and Polio and Slabicki were down there. I don't know who got the ball. I didn't see who got it. Maybe Wilson got it.
Mike Wilson recovered the fumble.
Well, Mike Wilson's done everything else today. It's appropriate that he would do that. Get that.
So you got Wilson there with 8 sacks, 2 quarterbacks, sacks, 8 tackles, and a recovered fumble. And maybe he made the Frankfurters. I don't know. He's done everything else. So Westwood takes over now. It's 27-0. Rydell looks. Rydell throws. No good. He got a little pressure there, Rydell, from his left side, and he couldn't get the ball out to Smith.
Yeah, he just really didn't zip it. He kind of floated that a little bit, and it just didn't get there.
Okay, Westwood's up 27-0 midway through the third. Do you think they should rest Ed Rydell at this point?
Yes.
I think after the series, yeah. I think they'll, next week is the playoffs. But, you know, you weren't sharp 2 weeks in a row, and you'd like to get a nice series here and go out on a good feeling for your first-string offense.
That's true.
You just weren't sharp last week. They weren't sharp the first half. This game, what they're doing now is for next week. Rydell is hog-tied.
No, it's Vandenberg.
Oh, Vandenberg, I'm sorry, by a Lugash.
He cuts up the right side.
So Westwood's going to play next week. They're going to play Pompton Lakes. No matter what happens here, win, lose, or draw, they're winning 27-0 as we see the cheerleaders. It looks like they're going to win this game and go 8-0 for the season. But if you coach the Grandy and the coaching staff here, you're looking at Westwood. They had a lot of penalties the first half. A couple of touchdowns were taken off the board. And I think he'd just like to get his team in sync here to get ready for the playoffs, which is going to be a whole different ball game. Here comes Moore. Moore is stopped and gets away. And a flag.
I think Randy Sinise is going to see Billy Moore in his nightmares tonight.
Well, what's going to happen to Sinise is that he is playing offense and defense. He's running the ball. He's catching the ball. He's blocking. He's going to wear down. He's going to get tired. And no matter who you are, when you get tired, you're going to stop. You're going to stop missing tackles, and that's what's going on here.
Holding on against Westwood. You know, earlier today we had a picture of the first aid truck.
Uh-huh.
You know, I now know what that's for, though, because if you sat on the benches here, I bet they emergency splinter repair. I mean, the benches here. I mean, this is really sitting on the pines. I can't believe you're hearing people go, oh, they're yelling not for the for the play, I don't think. I think they're yelling because the benches have got them.
Cassiel Smith's the pass to Cassiel Smith was broken up by Artis as Rydell fired it in there.
That was excellent coverage by James Artis. Didn't give him any room to catch the ball, but didn't get a penalty either.
Everybody held their breath on the Tenafly side saying, uh-oh. This is O'Melia, Tom O'Melia, being administered by the medical staff of Westwood. That's Dr. John Sanzoni, the team physician, one of the trainers.
Well, they certainly need O'Melia for the playoffs. I hope he's fine.
Yeah, you really do. Rydell's back. Rydell wants. He throws. Incomplete. Night pass was intended for Galway.
Catching a big hit.
Lugash whacked him hard as the ball got there. And Tenafly takes over on downs.
I tell you what, Tenafly's defense has given its offense every opportunity to score here, trying to keep them in the game.
Absolutely. You know, Larry, you always hear about the high-flying offense of the Cardinals, but really, this is the strength seems to be this defense, doesn't it?
You know, defense, yes, it is. And there's O'Melia there talking about the injury to his, I think it was his shoulder. Looks like he's favoring it. He'll try to talk his way back into the game if I know him.
Well, if you're the coach, you let him sit this one out.
Oh, well, yeah. Next week. Yeah, this defense is very, very strong. Here comes Slabicki. Oh, and caught by Ware for first down. The defense of Westwood is very, very strong. And a defense is always going to keep you in the game. Your offense may sputter, but if your defense doesn't sputter, there goes our birds. Now, these birds here, they stay here all the time and they eat the grass, and maybe they're on their way south. What do you think?
I wish they would go south.
Those Canadian geese.
There's
I don't think
Rydell.
There's Rydell talking to, looks like Rob Lilly.
What do you think he's saying to him?
Get ready for next week. Barron hands off to Sinisi, and Sinisi's in the secondary. And he gets to about the 44-yard line.
Larry, what'd you say about him being tired?
Jim Brown used to be that way.
Yeah,
That's before your time, I think, Denise. He used to get up very tired, exhausted, stagger back to the line, and then run 20 yards.
He didn't look tired on that, is right.
No, he didn't. Second and 1 for the Tigers. Barron. Oh, he's tackled from behind. Jason Rubin. And you're right, you and Denise, you made the point. You got to throw the ball in that time.
I know Barron is saying, would somebody block these guys, please?
Please. Yeah, but he's got to get rid of it, Denise, as you said before. He's got to get rid of that ball.
I think he's afraid of being intercepted, but hey, you take the penalty, do what you have to do. Just don't get sacked that far back.
Sure, when it went from 2nd and 1 on the 45 to a 3rd and 13, and your ball is back now on the 36-yard line, it's a big loss here. You're trying to make the play, but you got to come back. You got to have 2 shots at it from the 49 if you need it. So 3rd and long now. Barron fakes, looks, throws to Ware, and Ware is leveled by Moore at the 45-yard line, and Tenafly is going to have to punt with 4:17 to go in the 3rd quarter.
I think Ware must have heard Billy Moore's footsteps because he kind of short-armed that one, didn't he?
If you're going to make your receiver make that play in the middle of the field, you better hit him in the numbers. Don't get a hit for nothing.
That's true. The Wolverines are still jumping. Now, I see these kids. That's a youth. They'll be jumping until the sun goes down. Jumping jacks. How long you and I would last?
Oh.
Huh?
I don't know.
But you even get on.
That's true. How are we going to get on? Now, that's right. You know, she's sharp. How are we going to get up there? That's kind of high. We get a ladder. Denise, you help us up?
Sure.
All right. Denise will help us up. Sample. Whoops,
Oh, it hit him.
Hits him. Fumbling around, rumbling and stumbling.
Tenafly ball.
Tenafly ball. As Sample wanted it, didn't want it, the ball bounced, hit him, and then it was a free-for-all down there.
I think Ian just misjudged that initially, and he was coming in so fast that and then he couldn't put the brakes on, and ball just jumped up and for a fumble.
They will take over at their own.
And as you get a shot on the ground view, there's those Wolverines. Look at those guys jump. Look at those guys jump out there.
That looks kind of dangerous, don't you think?
Yeah,
You know what? Those kids are going to go out and play a football game in about 2 hours.
They're getting those legs ready for basketball season.
Yeah, maybe. Sinisi off the left tackle to the outside, and Smith gets him as he crosses the 50-yard line into Cardinal territory.
Handoff is to Sinisi. Pascal Smith makes the tackle.
And we got the obligatory hold on Tenafly. Seems like every time Tenafly makes a nice play, you get called for either holding or motion. And there's Greg Nielsen.
I like the hair.
You do? Yeah, you would. He is one of the nicest coaches, gentlemen, teachers, educators you're going to meet. And every year it's always a pleasure to talk to him about football and schools. And he's just a nice man who runs a very good program, works very hard with the kids. Sinisi, nice block on the outside by Artis to get Sinisi to the first down territory.
That was a good call. You were expecting Sinisi to run the ball from the backfield and just let him go in motion and just go and catch the ball. That's a good call.
And Artis made a nice block on Hodges to get a couple of more yards for Sinisi and a first down.
Those are the kind of plays that Tenafly would need from now on to put some points on the board.
I'd like to see Tenafly put some points on the board, to tell you the truth.
You know what? I think so will Coach DeGrande. Give his kids something to fight for.
Yeah, good point. Good point.
So they're in Cardinal territory, the Tigers are. Sinisi, big hole. And Sinisi gets to the 39-yard line.
Well, ever since you said Sinisi was getting tired, Denise, I mean, ever since Larry said that, the kid's done everything.
I think he heard Larry. He wanted to prove him wrong.
I said he's going to get tired. Oh,
Yeah.
Let's see who we have down here.
Jerry Rice.
This is Jerry Rice. Notice the look at the Falcons all around him. What's his name?
Ricky Moore.
And Ricky, you're surrounded by Falcons. Do you know that?
Yeah,
You know these guys?
some of them.
Yeah. You're gonna. Let's see what's going on here. As Barron wants to throw, he throws for Artis, and Artis was sandwiched between Moore and Smith.
That was close to pass interference there. He was kind of early on that hit, I think.
I thought so, too.
These are the Falcons. Now, these are the seniors or the juniors? Look like the seniors. They're too big to be juniors.
They're playing tonight.
They're seniors.
These days you can't tell. The
Yeah,
kids
they-
are real big these days.
Who are they playing tonight, the seniors?
They're playing Riverdale.
And that's their last game?
Yep.
Are you in the playoffs yet? You made it?
Yes.
Oh, very good. You had a big win last week against the Wolverines, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're not too happy about that, are you, Mr. Moore?
No, no.
Oh, another sack
Oh.
from the outside. Rubin, another sack.
Jason Rubin had a full run, and he just didn't stop until he got to the quarterback.
Barron never saw him coming.
Never. That's a lineman's dream.
And a quarterback's nightmare.
Oh, absolutely.
Boy, Rubin, we saw it coming from here. He ran, and he could have did a lot more damage. He was a full head of steam, and Barron was just sitting there. Fourth down. There's 12 yards to go. The ball is on the other side of the 50, just a hair across the line. We'll call it the 49-yard line of Tenafly. Tenafly is going to punt. Kick is high, coming down. This
Good
time
kick.
Simple runs away from it.
Good
Takes a
kick.
Tenafly bounce and goes inside the 25-yard line, where the Westwood Cardinals will take over 1st and 10. They lead 27-0 with 50 seconds to go in the third quarter.
And I think Ian thought about going for that ball, but Billy Moore said, hey, cool it, cool it, cool it.
Inside handle right up the middle over polio is Kevin Radenberg. He picks up about 3 yards. This could be the last play of the fourth quarter.
Punches up the middle for about 3 yards on the play.
Tenafly needs a hold right here so they can get good field position for the offense.
Turnover would help them, wouldn't it? We've had a lot of
yes.
turnovers in the beginning, but now there hasn't been one in quite a while now.
As Westwood has turned it up a notch. in this quarter.
Yes, they have.
Well, we'll see if Westwood, they're going to run a play. We got 16 seconds to go. This could be the last play of the quarter. And before I say that, that's the end of the third quarter. There was 10 seconds left on the clock, but that's the end of the third quarter. So Westwood leads 27-0 here in Westwood over the Tigers of Westwood, of Tenafly, I'm sorry. As you see the sun setting, the WCTV's broadcast special here, the high school game will be put on 5:30 today, and again at 8 o'clock on Monday. But right after the game tonight, folks, right after this game ends, somewhere's around 7:30, this game will be about 2 hours, we will take live call-in show. So please, if you have any comments or want to talk to me or you, Rogers, or anyone in WCTV, or talk about the Westwood game, please call us at 664-9821. As soon as this game's over, we'll be taking live calls at our studio, and you can comment on the Westwood game today, the Westwood season, and what's coming up in the next month for the Cardinals of Westwood. If you want to talk about other football teams, we'll be glad to take those calls also. So call us right after the game. But we will not be taking calls on Monday night. So if you're watching this Monday night, there'll be no one there to answer the phone. You can call and we'll get back to you. But
hey, who's that handsome guy on the screen?
that must be my brother.
No, the other guy she was talking about.
That is my brother. There's the band, and we're getting ready now to get back to the game. So Westwood has just 12 minutes to go here, and as Rebello gets blasted out of bounds, the clock continues to run. So Rebello's in.
Not bad for a freshman in high school, huh?
No, not at all.
I tell you what, if I'm that close to the sidelines and I see that big kid coming, I'm just going to step out.
Absolutely.
Well, speaking of not stepping out, how about, unfortunately, the death of Peyton this week? He never stepped out, right?
No. Yeah, that really, I really felt really bad about seeing Sweetness and hearing about him passing away. I saw that man play, played every down. He played sometimes for poor teams. As Rydell throws, intercepted by Sinisi. Sinisi, and he fumbles. Well, did they say his forward progress was stopped? We'll see. No. And Tenafly picks up a few more yards. Sinisi intercepted, fumbles, but the fumble's recovered by Tenafly. So Tenafly will get the ball deep in Westwood territory. They trail 27-0. But just to finish that thought about Walter Payton, for everybody who knew him, they said that he was a gentleman on and off the field, and too young to die at 45 years old.
Most definitely.
And I tell you, I've seen a couple clips of his son speaking when he was inducted, and now as a freshman at Miami. What a nice family they must have. He said such nice things about his father and how close he was to him.
Well, you could see the obituaries that were coming in and the people that were talking about Walter Payton. As Sinisi hits the line for no gain. Wilson on the bottom again. Rebello on the top. Wilson and Rebello. Story of this game here today, defensively. But everybody who spoke about Walter Payton, all they could say was nice things about him. He was a gentleman. No matter where he was and what he was doing, whether it was football or off the field, he conducted himself with class. And he's going to be missed.
And you know you're a class act when people don't see you play live, but they see tapes and they can tell that you were a class act.
That's true. We'll miss him.
And Barron
Brandenburg, I think he intercepted that.
No, he didn't. They said he hit the ground. Hodges rushed along with Rubin again, and Brandenburg just barely missed coming up with an interception.
That was the right play, but he has to throw it out of bounds. Don't throw it up for grabs.
Almost picked off by Kevin Brandenburg.
Rubin and Wilson are getting through their blockers, and they're getting to the quarterback, and they're roughing him up. Barron's been whacked around a little bit here. Whacked around a lot today.
Last call on that winning 50-50 number. Last call.
I see Eric Galway on the sidelines here warming up. Does that mean Ed Rydell gets to sit through the rest of this?
I think so. And we have a timeout by Tenafly. So 10:08 to go. Westwood leads Tenafly 27-0. We are back here now with 3rd and 10. Barone is back. Barone looks, he throws back. Oh, and whoa, that one was intercepted by Robello. He would have had that one. That'd have been it. That'd have been the cherry on the cake.
What do they say? Never throw late back over the middle. I mean, he threw late, and it was over the middle. Lucky it didn't go for an interception and a touchdown.
I tell you what, Garrett Sussman needed all 6'5" to catch that one.
Yes, he did.
So this kid Robello steps in as a freshman for the injured Lilly, and he's playing an outstanding game. So 4th down, 14 yards to go. Barron looks, rolls to his right, stops, and Rubin and Wilson are there again.
I don't know. These two kids are going to have a great tape in this game, right?
Oh, there's a tremendous highlight tape for both Wilson, Mike Wilson, who's a junior. He's 6'1", 170 pounds, and Jason Rubin at 5'10", 180-pound senior. Whoa. They elevated their play today. They're ready for the playoffs, those two young men. So Westwood will take over now. And we'll see who's quarterbacking here.
Still Rydell.
Still Rydell.
Full first team.
Moore coming around. Moore eludes one tackler. And no, he doesn't elude the rest of the Tigers, so they corral him as we hit the 9-minute mark. There's Billy.
Steve Van der Linden had a good shot at Billy there, but he showed you some speed on that one. He turns that corner very well.
Yes, he does. He plants that foot and away he goes.
A natural runner.
Numbers 5, 8, 2.
Oh, you're looking inside. There's Wilson now. He's playing the wide receiver position.
9.
And in comes Galway with a play.
Come on up and play your crowd.
Oh, they are the Energizer Bunnies. They haven't stopped. I'm getting dizzy watching this. I'm going to have to lay down. I'm so tired. Varenberg to the 35.
Hand up to Gravenberg. Short gain on the play.
So that's a short gain as the Wolverines.
Oh, in slow-mo.
That's the only way you're going to stop them, Ida.
And Larry, I think that Coach DeGrande agrees with you on that. He has to keep his starters in there, preparing for next week.
Well, they have 27 points on the board, but it could easily be 42 points on the board if Westwood was playing and hitting on all 8 cylinders. As Radenberg comes up for about 3 yards, it's going to lead him short by about 3 yards. So that should bring up a punting situation for the Cardinals. And at this point, I don't know what Coach DeGrande's doing, those 3 runs there. They're just trying to just eke it out and maybe get his running game started. He didn't open it up on that series, and I think he's just happy to get out of here 27-0 and get to the drawing board and get the playoffs started.
Lasanti is the snapper on the
Snaps very well. Radenberg steps forward. Ball is going to die. Oh, it's nice roll for the Cardinals inside the 40 to the 36-yard line where the Tigers take over. 1st and 10 with 6:56 to go. 27-0. The Cardinals lead the Tigers. Aaron's back, throws outside, and incomplete as the ball drops. Sussman, and that could just be that one play could be this whole game for Tenafly.
That, in a nutshell, was the kind of day that Tenafly's been having.
Just one of those days up against.
Almost doesn't count.
Yep, this defensive Westwood is all over the place. They're strong. And there he is, the coach of Tenafly, Craig Nielsen.
He's still got to be proud of his kids. Even though they're losing 27-0, they've shown some big heart today.
They haven't stopped, have not quit.
You will not see his team ever stop. They have his personality as the obligatory flag comes flying in. They have his personality. They will never give up, never quit, always fight. And the kids really, really like him. They respect him and like him, and they'll go to war for him.
That says a lot about the coach.
That sure does. That sure does. It's easy to have the kids in back of you when you're winning. Everybody's happy, but when you start losing and you can keep a team together, that's a sign of an outstanding coach, and that's what he is at a very good school.
Very good academic school.
Excellent, excellent school at Tenafly. They have a lot to be proud of.
And a lot to build on for next season.
Certainly do.
Well, Westwood people are no slouches.
Oh,
either,
no,
Larry.
no, we're not going to.
Are you implying that, like, this is something lesser here? And this is an awful thing to say.
Not at all.
I can't
He's
believe
just
you
trying to
said
get
that.
me in trouble. That's all. Barron's back. He throws. He has, it looks like wear down there, and Galway knocks him out of bounds. Shy of that, where the first place should be, the down marker.
I tell you what, Ware saw his quarterback in trouble, and he came back to get that pass.
And there's your Falcons. And
Are these guys going to be actors or football players?
they have to play in a couple of hours. And, this is the Wolverines and the Falcons together trying to get on TV. Barron throws, has his man, Sussman. So Sussman catches that ball.
Sussman's a nice, big-looking wide receiver there. He just goes up and gets him.
I like to see that. He was the one who dropped the last pass, and they came right back to him to show they had a lot of faith in the kid. I like that kind of a
Did
call.
you see him on the sidelines over there talking with his coach? He's like, look, you got to get out there and catch us some of those passes. You know, we need to get some points on the board.
Sussman is 6'5", 210 senior.
Timeout.
Timeout on the field. 5:10 to go. 27-0 Westwood. Fourth down now for Tenafly. They're going to give it one last shot here.
And
he's
oh my,
fumble, and Westwood is going to have it.
Jason Rubin.
Rubin again. Rubin and Wilson, just to single out two of the defensive players, have really stepped up big here in this game.
Tell you, we won't have to think much about the co-MVPs of this game.
It's the bookends, isn't it?
They certainly are. Rubin and Wilson. A highlight film today.
What I'd like to know is who's responsible for those two on Tenafly.
I'm sure Nielsen like to know that too. Yeah. Galway is now at quarterback.
So Eric Galway's in at quarterback. Rebello was one running back, and we'll pick up the other back. Rebello. And our linebacker shows that he could run also. So Albert Galway is in.
What do we have here?
What do we got here? This is a cheerleader?
Hi.
Hello. Oh, there you go.
Hey.
Scott Goldberg, number 25, is in. He's going to come out as a wide receiver. David Ashbury, number 12, is with Rebello as one of the backers. Smith is still in. Galway's calling signal. 2nd and 5 for the Cardinals. Ashbury. Boink. And we have a flag. Another flag comes in. So we remind our fans out there, this game is coming to an end. We're going to have some interviews. As soon as the interviews are over on Saturday night and Saturday night only, we will have a live call-in. You may call the station and discuss this game, Westwood football in general. Our number is 664-9821. And we're glad to talk to you. This is that's Eddie Rydell, and looks like Ian Schuler. And number 74 was Brandon Christensen. So that pushes Westwood all the way back. Robello. And he will get tackled for probably a loss of a yard or two. What they're doing is trying to just keep in bounds and let the clock run.
But Tenafly had played that real well. He strung that out and strung it out.
So it gives a chance now with the 2 minutes, getting under 2 minutes, under 3 minutes, I'm sorry, to look forward to next week. Westwood will play Pompton Lakes. Now, they faced Pompton Lakes 2 years ago in a championship game, and there's Rydell with the offense that's going to have to face Pompton Lakes. 2 years ago, Westwood lost the championship game to Pompton Lakes, so 2 years later, they meet up again. Different players after 2 years. But they're a very well-coached team. Gary Luisi, I think, Lucchese is the coach out there in
So
Pompton.
It's going to be the battle of the well-coached teams.
I think they called the Cardinals,
Yeah, they're
too.
Cardinals, too.
They're
Yeah.
two Cardinals, so
The birds will be flying.
that's true. Another flag. Oh, this has got to be the all-time record for flags. As the ball gets to the 50-yard line. So Westwood will be at 2. Lenape Valley is number 1 in the standings. And Lenape Valley, for you fans, all the way out on 80 near the Delaware River, out there somewhere. I have no idea exactly where it is. So Lenape Valley was number 1, Westwood number 2. Westwood will play Pompton Lakes. I understand Inglewood will play Richfield Park, and Hopcock will play, I think, Kittatinny. And then depends who wins, the best highest seedings will go on to play. But Lenape Valley will have a bye next week.
Now, does Westwood have a Thanksgiving Day game?
Westwood is scheduled to play Riverdale because Westwood now will be tied with Riverdale for the leader of the BCSL. And last year they were co-champions as the ball is going to go out of bounds on the 31-yard line with 1:20 to go. So Westwood will be a Thanksgiving game against Riverdale, and that will be for the BCSL league. I think Riverdale has 1 loss, if I'm not mistaken. And if Riverdale could beat Westwood like last year, they'll be co-champions.
Nothing like a really interesting, good Thanksgiving Day game. Sometimes those are just like traditions only, you know.
No, this game is going to mean a lot like last year. It meant a lot because Riverdale wanted to get in there and knock Westwood off. And they did. They beat Westwood. They manhandled Westwood. I think it was 42 to 7, 41 to 7 over at the Riverdale. I understand the game is scheduled to be played Thanksgiving, but that could change. But I understand that's what they're going to play. Last year they played on they played that game on a Saturday.
Well, Riverdale has that outstanding quarterback, Joe Robinson, just an athlete. He's a very good basketball player also.
So we have timeout. We'll step out. When we come back, there's 1 minute to go. Westwood has this game in hand, 27-0. We're back now for the last minute of this game. Tenafly has 1 more game to play. That'll be on Thanksgiving. I don't know who they play, really.
Come on, touchdown.
Ruben,
Let's go.
here we
Touchdown.
go.
All right.
He's got it to Sussman. And Sussman is inside the 45 to the 48-yard line. First down. We have 52 seconds to go. The only thing here now is Westwood throw a shutout against Tenafly.
Well, it's time for me to root. I'd like to see a touchdown here for the Tigers. I think they've been good opponents. They've really tried hard, and go away with.
This is called a sentimental touchdown.
And you'd like to see a team that plays as hard as Tenafly does at least go out with a touchdown.
Yeah, wouldn't you? I thought I would.
No one likes to be shut out.
So Westwood has emptied its benches out. We're going to try to see if we get as many players as we can that are on the field here. Number 52, Tommy Rydell. The brother of Eddie Rydell is in there. Number 74 is Brandon Christensen. Number 32, Tyrone Franklin. 44, John Segee. Brandon's back. Brandon throws a little high, but Pandolfo has it. Matt Ryder, Scott Goldberg, Austin Trainier. A lot of freshmen on this team are in now.
Tenafly takes a timeout. They need to throw the ball down the field, not on the sideways. They got to go the other way.
That's true. With 18 seconds to go, you got to get deep, and it's kind of tough to complete these passes, although we've seen it. Unofficially, we have 18 seconds to go. This has been all Westwood, although this game was marred with a lot of penalties. I don't know. I see penalties in high school. I see more penalties in college. I certainly see more penalties in pros. I don't know.
You know, this is an interesting game because if you look at the scoreboard, and I'm sure you look at the stats, it was dominated by Westwood. But I don't feel, having up in the booth here, that they were really dominant. What do you think, Denise?
No, not at all. They were not as sharp as they should have come out. And I know Coach DeGrande is going to work on that this week and get ready for the playoffs.
Yeah, they want you in. There she is. All right. That's the voice. It's not you, Rogers, but ventriloquist up here.
No.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, she's saying too many intelligent things for me. All right.
And Brandon gets a first down as he gets inside.
8 timeouts left. Oh, that's the game.
That is it. Westwood throws the shutout. So Westwood wins this game 27-0. They are undefeated through 8 games. They go into the playoffs undefeated. 8 wins, no losses. Next week, the opening round playoffs throughout the state. Westwood will play Pompton Lakes for the first round. And then after that, it depends upon who wins, where they play. You have to follow it. But Westwood's going to come back next week. I think the only fly in the ointment for Westwood, as both teams congratulate each other, is that they would like to get these penalties out of their system, because next week is going to be a tough game.
And they have to come out of the gates, and they have to be ready.
So we're going to go on the field. We're going to try to get an interview with 2. And remember, when this game is over, you may call us at 664-9821. You can talk about this game or the games that Westwood plays or the games that are coming up, the playoffs, anything you want for about a half hour. We'll be on the air taking your calls live at the studio. We'll be back. Well, we're here at the end of the game with the we could consider co-MVPs defensively. To my left is Jason Rubin. To my right, Mike Wilson. We'll start with you. Jason, Tenafly, offensively, looked like you were in almost every play, made a couple of big sacks. They pose any questions, any problems for you today? I guess not.
Not at all. Not at all. Like all week, we've been practicing the pass rush, and that's it, basically. Coach Junior was helping us on that and teaching us the skills to get the quarterback. So
what was going through your mind when you went out there and it was 3rd down and long? What were you trying to do? Were you trying to go around the tackle, inside? What were you just trying to do?
They were holding, so I just like knocked him down and knocked him down.
He was holding you?
Yeah, he was holding me.
And you bull rushed him here. Step in here, and you bull rushed him out of the way?
Yeah.
You're that strong?
Yeah.
Mike, you in the first half, I think you had 7 tackles, 3 solos, and a quarterback sack, and you've been coming on and you elevated your play. What were you trying to do to the tackle there?
I don't know. I was basically just trying to go through him, I guess. I was just trying to get to the ball no matter how I could, you know?
You had 1 rush there. I think you almost killed the quarterback. You were bearing down on him. Did did that quarterback look farther and farther away as you got close to him because you were trying to get him so quickly?
Yeah, man, it's tough. It's tough to get to him, but you just got one thing going to your mind, you know? You just got to get to the ball. So I just tried to get to the quarterback and do what I could do.
Jason, do you play any offense, or are you just strictly defense?
Just defense.
You like defense?
Yeah, I love it.
Now you know who you're playing next week?
No, I'm just ready to go to the championship.
Next week is Pompton Lakes. They came here 2 years ago and gave Westwood all kinds of fits. Anything different this week? You going to do anything different?
I'm going to work really hard this week. That's all I got to tell you.
And Mike, what about you? Next week, Pompton Lakes. A couple of years ago was tough, but anything different this week?
We're just going to show them what Westwood football is all about, you know? We're going to let them know that we're the team to beat this year. And we're just going to go out there and do what we got to do.
And what's Westwood football all about?
It's about winning, hard work, courage, and championship, everything.
You sound like your coach, 48 minutes.
Yeah, that's what it's all about, 48 minutes.
And when you go to Dumont, it could be a little longer, right?
Yeah, maybe.
We don't want to talk about doing. No, we're not talking about that.
Yeah, we'll forget that one for now.
Okay, I want to thank the both of you for coming by. Next week is Pompton Lakes. I wish you both luck. Both of you co-MVPs. It was a great game today. Thank you, Mike. Thank you. Thank you. We'll be back. Well, we're here with the Rydells. This is the quarterback, Ed Rydell, senior, and this is Tommy Rydell, who's a freshman. So we're going to start with the older brother, okay? Okay, Ed, tough game today. A lot of penalties slowed you down. I think the 2 scores came off the board in the first quarter. What was going on out there?
I don't know. We were struggling a little bit in the beginning. They came out with some intensity, and we were just a better football team, but we just couldn't put it in the end zone. We had a lot of mental mistakes, a lot of penalties. Few bad throws, some fumbles and stuff like that. We just weren't clicking at the offense in the first quarter.
Now next week is Pompton Lakes. You played on that game a couple of years ago. Anything different this week you want to try to do to get ready for Pompton Lakes that defeated Westwood 2 years ago?
Yeah, I think we just got to come out with intensity. 2 years ago in the state final, we were a little bit nervous, I guess. It was our first trip there, so I think we just come out with intensity and bring it right to them. We should be all right.
Okay, now we have the younger brother, Tom. You got in the game today, huh?
Yeah, I got in.
Any tackles?
Nah, I didn't have any tackles. They were holding me.
They were why is it every time I have a lineman here on defense, they say they were holding me? He was really holding you?
Yeah, he
You
was.
would have got a tackle. Now, when you play with your brother, are you the center and he's the quarterback?
Nah, I'm right tackle.
You're right. And where does he play?
He was quarterback.
He always plays quarterback? Yeah. Can you throw the ball as good as he does?
Nah, that's good.
But he can't play tackle like you, huh?
No.
No.
Taught him everything.
You taught him everything?
Yeah.
Everything. Did he teach you everything?
I don't know about that.
And there's a third Rydell, isn't there? A little one? And is he playing football now?
Yes, he is. He's on the Falcons on the C team.
So we're going to have Rydells coming through Westwood for years now, huh?
Definitely, definitely.
I wish you luck next week. Pompton Lakes, get ready. They're going to come in ready for bear. They want that game again. And then maybe you'll get in, and if they stop holding you, you'll make a tackle. You want to say hello to your mom and dad?
My mom, my dad.
And what about Grandpa?
Hey, Pop.
How about Grandpa?
Hey, Pop.
Okay, the Rydells. Well, we're here with Frank DeGrande and his daughter, and her name is?
Samantha.
Samantha, and Frank's the defensive coordinator, and we'll talk a little football, then we'll talk a little about Samantha. Frank, we were talking up in the booth that game after game, this defense, and you're the architect being the defensive coordinator of this team here, the defense is so very strong. It keeps you in these games, game in and game out. Outstanding job with these kids you've done.
It really has, Larry. I tell you, we let up, I think, 2 first downs in the first quarter and about 20 yards in the first half. Defense really came to play today, and we were playing with a lot of younger kids, and I'm very proud of them. They're doing a great job.
Talk a little bit about the Rebello kid who stepped in for Rob Lilly. He's a freshman.
He is a freshman, yeah. Rob Lilly went hurt last week, shoulder injury, and Rob Rebello stepped right in as a freshman. He has learned the entire defense within a week and a half or so. Just outstanding play all around from Rob today.
And Wilson and Ruben, we just had them. Talk a little bit about those two fellas. They looked like they were all over the field defensively with that unit of yours.
They were. We had a great defensive end rush. Jason Ruben had a couple of sacks today, almost stripped the football from the quarterback. We're getting outstanding play from all ends of the defense.
Now you take a little rest tonight and you get ready for Pompton Lake starting, I guess, tomorrow. You start getting ready for that, huh? Tough team. They were here 2 years ago and they came out with a win, and that win was a championship.
Absolutely, yeah. Pompton Lakes will be a tough game for us, even though they were 4-4 today. 500 team coming in, but they are certainly a very tough team. We'll have our hands full next week.
Now we go to Samantha, and I hear she's a big football fan. What? Her uncle's the head coach, the father's the defensive coordinator. I hear Mom tells me she's a big football fan. You like football? You gotta say yes. People want to hear what you say. Yeah. And do you help Daddy during the game? You tell him what's going wrong and what's going right?
Yes.
Are you the brains behind this whole defense?
Huh?
Are you the brains behind this whole defense?
No.
Who is?
Dada.
Okay, you got that right. Thank you very much, Frank, for coming by. Thank you. Thank you very much. We'll be back to close this in a moment. Well, we're here, and Ida tells us that we should mention that Denise wore red, and Denise says that's our favorite color, Cardinals. And next week, there'll be a lot of red on this field with the Cardinals of Pompton Lakes and the Cardinals of Westwood. Denise, your thoughts on this game before we close everything down?
I would have liked to see Westwood come out a little sharper, but they did in the second half, and I'm really pleased with that. And I think they are prepared for Pompton Lakes next week.
You?
A couple years ago, I thought this team peaked real early in the season, 5th and 6th game. I don't think they've peaked yet, so I think that the playoffs, winning the playoffs looks good to me.
Well, the way I see it is that Westwood, and you're right, and we mentioned it with Denise and you, is that they really haven't peaked. They haven't hit their all 8 cylinders. They've made a lot of mistakes. This score today could have been very easily 42-0. Their defense is strong. They're outstanding. Sometimes we overlook that defense, but that defense hasn't allowed a point since Dumont's game last week. You throw that game out. After the second half, we have gone now 6 quarters, and the team has not done a thing against them. And if that defense is strong, even if your offense makes mistakes and falters, the defense is going to get you into these games, and you win championships with defense. So I think both of you are correct. But you know what? That's why we play the game, and we'll be here next Saturday when Westwood plays Pompton Lakes in the opening round of the playoffs. So we want to thank everybody for watching. Remember, as soon as we're finished here, you can call the studio at 664-9821. We'll talk to you for some time. You want to talk about Westwood, you want to talk about St. Joe's, Bergen Catholic, any football, today's game, past games, and future games. And what'd you say, Bob? And it'll only be for Saturday, because Monday night, when you see this, we'll all be different parts of the world, and we won't be up there to take your phone call. So call us tonight, Saturday, and we hope you enjoy today's game. Again, Westwood 27, Tenafly nothing. For you, Rogers, Denise Saul, the entire gang, WCTV, this is Lily Ferry saying thank you for watching Channel 19, WCTV, the video voice of the Pascack Valley. Good night, everybody. Give us a call.
So call Sears now at 1-800-847-8466 for a free in-home estimate. Not available in